His exploder pickup. I was supposed to go look at it. Damn, call me. Don't ever look at it. Let's like car because that's the first. Hey, shut up. Hey, what was Hans's car doing in the shop yesterday? Oh, my dad was.
I take this to mean we're done.
Yeah. I need a ruler.
You have a straight edge?
I know, but it's easier with a ruler. No,
that sounds like a choice.
For the coin system.
Yes.
On Hans's
maybe.
car, man.
What? Why are you twitching at me?
Plastic. I just bump it and like that.
Awesome. Channel it into doing those 4 problems.
No.
Leave.
No.
Can I go home and still be counted present?
No.
Yeah.
Why would you want to go home?
I want to go to sleep.
Bro, math is exciting.
Yeah. Usually when I act like I got so much energy, it's because I'm trying to stay awake.
Come on now. This is where we left off.
Can I call you that?
Who what?
S money.
It's pretty lame. I'd probably give you a stink eye every time, but
Is that what I'm supposed to do, or do you
Yeah.
want me to put the a breathe or the
Yeah.
actual? Okay.
but not closer to 100. It's going to be between
Oh, 80.
9 and 10.
That's what
Closer
I meant.
to 10.
Okay, that's what I meant.
Okay. Because remember, they don't have the square root symbols there. If you can't do the work sitting next to each other, you're going to be separated. Okay.
I know. He's my Facebook.
If you can't do the work sitting next to each other, you will be separated.
Have you seen Perry? My
Even though I was gone.
Yay!
Downgrading.
Okay, so on this one,
I thought you would draw it on the table.
11.
Yes, 12. I have a question. The m squared, because you know how we do cut it in half.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
Is it one?
Do you write the 1 at all? M to the first is just M. Just M. Woo, boy, we're squirrely today. You know what that means. Volunteer or get drafted. 17.
Oh, owie.
Can I just do it? Because I got the marker.
Oh,
Dang it.
Do I have to go up there and do it?
okay. I see a 20. I see a 18. Anyone got dibs on 21? You're already doing 20. 21, Killian. Okay. That's it. Ta-da! It doesn't matter. There's 4 things up there. Someone, go. Volunteer or get drafted. We had 4 volunteers. Go get it.
I'll get it one of these days.
Okay. 18 or 21. Who's got it? Maddie's up. Killian, you might as well go up there. Don't take too long to write them.
I'll do it.
Kit, sit down. Sit down, Bobbert.
Why me?
Because we already had a volunteer.
Oh, well, you said volunteer get drafted, so I just wanted to go.
I mean, yay. I'm glad you do want to actually do stuff, but
Seems like every time I want to do something, I get turned down. But when I don't want to do it, I have to.
that's why we say volunteer or get drafted. The sooner you volunteer, you don't get drafted for the thing you don't want to do. You will have some time, but then we're going into the next section.
Oh, you'll see.
All right, I want everyone to look at those 4 answers. Do we have any objections?
I got J.
Oh, wait, no.
Okay. Very, very common error. I should not have to shout over you.
We don't need the M to the first power.
Okay. Very common error. Because 16 is a perfect square, we might accidentally do the square root of 16. But because it's on a variable, because it's an exponent, what do we do with it? Divide it by 2. You cut it in half because j to the 8th squared is j to the 16th. It's a very common error. Okay? Pretty much everyone's going to make that at some point. So we just need to turn this to an 8. Is there anything else up here that we feel is a little sketchy? Maybe just a tiny thing.
Other than we don't need the M to the 1.
On 20?
Because the M2, it would be M1, right? Instead of M2.
It is m to the first,
But you don't.
but I don't need to write the 1. Remember? We don't need to write the invisible ones. That's like walking up to someone and saying, Mr. Sir Guy Man Dude.
Mr. Sir Guy Man Dude?
Yeah. Okay? It's redundant. I'm also going to call out 18 here, just a small thing. Doesn't that look like it's 11 to the x to the 5th? It's a little thing, 11x to the 5th. Okay? It was the right numbers, we just got to be careful how we write it. Y'all, this is important. Being neat when you write matters because just last hour with Algebra 2, we were talking about what's called sequence notation. Where, what does this say?
A squared.
Right. What does this say?
A dared.
When you have
A downward.
you know the difference between superscript and subscript? Like you've seen those as font options? Superscript is up here. It means exponent. Subscript down here denotes which one or how many. This says the second A. It says the second A. It doesn't actually have any mathematical operator. It's not saying A times 2. It's not saying A times A. It says the second A. You've all seen this somewhere before. Where have you seen a number down in a subscript before? Last year.
What about last year?
Yeah, in Algebra Half. Where did you see that? Where did you see a number down at the bottom instead?
In a math quiz.
Yes.
I'm doing so good.
Well, that's an objective term. And it was used subjectively. Y'all. Remember slope? We'll review it in here. We'll review it in here, but do you remember The second y minus the first y.
No.
The second x minus the first x.
No.
Okay? We've seen it before. Whether we remember it or not is a different matter, and that's why we're going to review it in this class. Okay? But we've seen that before. The most common one that you've seen?
H2O, yeah.
It literally means there are 2 hydrogens to this oxygen. So we have to be careful in where we write things, because if I say 11x to the 5th, I hate to break it to you, but that's actually a thing in math. 11 to the x to the 5th power.
Really?
It gets gigantic. Like, this is one of the few ways you can break the memory on your calculator. You ever gotten your calculator to say error overflow?
Yeah.
This is one of the few ways you can do it. So you want to be careful in how you write things. Also, that a to the second, what if I did this? This is legitimately a math thing. This says take the second a and square it. And now we're like, okay, now you're putting 2 numbers on there and they're in different spots, but there's no fraction line. So just try to be neat when you write. I know that not everyone has neat handwriting. I also know that it is ableist to say you have to write a certain way, because some people just don't have the fine motor control for that. So try to write neat. Okay? It was a tiny thing, but it was a tangent that I did want to go down. Okay? So that's where we left off. We were doing great with it because you got the cheat codes, right? You got your perfect square list. This is the Frank. I have to like center myself before doing this. Okay. So you're going to hang a square picture. You all dealt with squares in math before. What do you know about a square?
It's a square.
Oh, good job. What is a square? What do you know about it? It's got 4 sides. All the sides are even, meaning they're the same length. 90-degree angles, symmetrical. There's all kinds of stuff about it. Okay? I mean, come on, if you're going to come at me with that. All right? So, if all the sides are the same, do you know how to find the area of any box? Length times width. These are squares. So if this is the side and this is the side, and Frank worked just fine all last hour, but now he's going to decide to screw up. Hey, maybe. Could just be, oh, no, I won't say that. That's mean. No. I can actually filter today. What is the length of the side? Well, if I know that the area is side squared, right? S times S, length times width. Length times width is S times S. S times S is S squared. So if they tell me that the area is 400, I can undo squared with square root. So run to your list and say, what squared makes 400? 20. That means each of those sides is 20. I want you to think about that, is having a square picture in their living room, each side is 20 inches. That's a pretty big picture. It's like meh by meh. It's like a full poster. Yeah. Like that purple poster of Liliana back there, that's like 24 by 30. So all kind of like the purple area of it. That's about a 20 by 20. Like that's a big honking picture. So I told you we were very close. Right below that, you see the play symbol. Turn it over to page 20 or 23. Okay? Turn it over to page 23 and you see the stop sign. No, I am not going so easy on you to say that you're going to get the next hour and 4 minutes to just do this. However, I bet everyone's going to be done within 20 or 30 minutes already. So I am going to say, I'll cut the difference. We'll start at 20 and I'll see where we're at. I'm going to give you 20 minutes to do the assignment. Most of you feel like this is pretty easy. I'll give you 20 minutes to work. You want to jam headphones, you want to work together, that's fine. I'm getting really leery of some of you working together because we're not working together very efficiently. Okay? So at 20 minutes, I'm going to see where we're at. And then we're going to start the next section of this where instead of just they're on my list, I'm going to simplify them. Okay? So you got 20 minutes to work. Do it right so you don't have homework for the weekend.